A buck moon lunar eclipse will be visible on 4 July, Lonely Planet Travel News. First ever glimpse of the core of a gas giant after one found orbiting distant star, Sky News. Timelapse, NASA's mesmerizing 10-year space film of the Sun, Inquirer.net. Scientists discover a huge black hole, 700 million light-years away, that eats about one sun per day, First Post. India: why NASA has delayed launch of its next Mars rover, MENAFN.com. Tech's biggest CEOs agree to appear at House antitrust hearing, Engadget. How to get a full refund if your flight is cancelled, South China Morning Post. Troubled White River gold mine set to reopen later this month, sue today. SoftBank-backed Lemonade raises $319 million in IPO, Reuters. Are oil bulls in for a disappointing July? Oilprice.com